Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, let's begin from where we left yesterday. So I think we were discussing in the last class, yesterday's class, we discussed regarding metadata. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we discussed regarding the metadata and then how the meta tag is to be given, and also we discussed some of the other tags or elements which can be used inside the body tag. So the demarcation or the how the program is being split, that you need to be very clear when proceeding with HTML program. So obviously everything I'll just repeat for purpose of understanding it in a better way. So let us refresh this and then go to the next part. So every tag or everything has to be within the HTML tag. It contains three subtags. One is head and then title. Title is again a subtag of the head tag. And then you have got the body. All these three tags should be inside the HTML tag. Title tag should be inside the head tag. So any content which we want to display on the HTML page or our web page, that should be inside the body tag. Meta tag is given inside the um, head tag, and its main objective is to give information about this particular web page. Now, for example, here our web page is sample.html. So what does sample.html contain? It contains some information we are putting out over here. So the information about this page. Now, if I am populating this particular web page with the data of GCC, then I'll give this as what information about College of Commerce. If I'm developing any stock market website, then I'll say name of the website and then what is it's all about. This website is all about stock market. You can have news, or if you are developing your own individual website, so specify your individual name and then what does it contain. The first and most important thing that you're supposed to remember here is the keywords which you're going to enter here in the name and the content. Based on those keywords only, your web page will be searched and listed on the um, search engines. So there are four important attributes. Attributes means properties of an element. There are different properties. There are different elements. So most important attributes of the meta tag are name, and then you have got content, scheme, and then HTTP equivalent. Name and content give the information regarding this. Scheme contains the technical information. So does the HTTP equivalent. For example, what is the HTTP protocol, when it was sent, how it is to be coded, encoded, decoded, and then you can use other properties also like expires. You can see here one thing is to be noticed. Why I asked you to practice it on Notepad is that it is easy to demarcate the different kinds of uh, you can say the uh, different kinds of words that are being used. Now, for example, here anything which is listed in blue, you can see here in purple. Sorry, you can see HTML. Then you have got body. Then opening and closing tag automatically are listed over there. Then meta tag, you can see opening and its corresponding closing in the same tag. Then you have got head tag. All these tags are listed in blue. You can see at the moment you click on them, it is highlighted with the violet. Then we have got attributes for those tags. For some of the tags and some of the elements, we have got attributes. All the all the elements and all the elements or tags have their own attributes. As and when we proceed, we'll use those attributes. Now you can see here, for meta tag, we have used different attributes. Now, this is a complete attribute. Name is equal to GCC. Attribute you can see here, it is listed or it is displayed in red color. So anything which is displayed in red color on Notepad++, can assume that to be a, and then the value of the attribute is displayed in the purple color, dark bold bold purple color. So you can see that information is displayed. Now suppose for example you can see here, For content, what I have done is I have removed the quotes. Now it is not showing. So here you can see while debugging, in case if you encounter with any code in your program, while debugging, what you can do is you can just check out uh, with the color combination whether there is up where you have gone wrong. Now, for example, here in this case, content it is showing in red color. That means attribute you have specified properly, but is equal to its value is not there. Its value is not specified properly. The moment I give quotes, you can see the color changes. Now, one like that you can see here, expires is not listed in the red color because this is not the prominent attribute and Notepad++ may not recognize this. It is not necessary also at this point of time. You can include this when you develop a full-fledged website, but not necessary over here. Similarly, I hope you got this point. Then similarly, you can see here, there is an attribute which we have used. There is a tag which we have used, paragraph tag, the opening paragraph tag, and then closing paragraph tag. You can see here, opening paragraph tag, and then closing paragraph, right? Line number 10, you can focus upon opening paragraph tag and then the closing paragraph tag. How do we give the attribute? Give the attribute in the opening tag. We never give the attribute in the closing. So one of the attributes that we were discussing was ID is equal to its value. Some value is supposed to give. So I'll give this as 1. So the moment you give value 1, you can see here attribute is listed in or displayed in the red color and its corresponding value is displayed in the purple, dark purple. In case if you commit any mistakes over here, then what happens is, now suppose for example, if you don't give something like this, then you can see the value is not displayed in the dark purple color. That is assumed that there is some mistake over here. So you can rectify the mistake. So you can see here, if I give equals to in the beginning, what happens? This will be ID will be displayed in the orange color. That means it is not being displayed in the proper way. This is one of the easiest or easier ways of debugging the HTML code. So understand this very clearly. So you should always be knowing when you're learning HTML, you should always be knowing the difference between a element and the attribute. So here, once again, I'll repeat this or let me type a new one so that you can understand it in a better way. So now here, line number 10, you can focus on. Now I'm inserting a paragraph tag. Paragraph is a tag. So the moment I include the closing tag of paragraph, it becomes a element. So opening tag of paragraph and closing tag of paragraph become a element. So this element can contain some text. Welcome to HTML. Let me give some text. So all these together become one element of the HTML. Now, for these elements, each element or each tag of HTML has a value or has an attribute property. We can define the properties of those elements. So what are the 4 main properties of HTML that we were discussing yesterday? It is ID, class, style, and title. So here, one attribute we are inserting, ID is equal to, and then the name of the attribute, value of the attribute, name of the attribute is ID. So once this happens, you can see here, the property or the attribute is added and also the value of the attribute is added. So the 4 important attributes that we were discussing in the previous class, these are the 4 important attributes: ID, title, class, and style. Now, what are the uses of these attributes? Eventually, we use these attributes in the mid of this particular unit, or at the end of this unit, or in the beginning of the next unit. But this, for time being, remember 4 important properties, 4 attributes, which can be used for many of the tags. Now, see here, we have used ID for the paragraph tag. Similarly, yesterday we saw one particular tag that was the header tag. For header tag also, we can use the include this one. So here in this case, for header tag also, we can use this particular property. Now we can see here, uh, here H1 is being highlighted properly in blue color, but it is not being highlighted in properly in the blue color because there is some mistake here. We have included additional arrow bracket. So now once it removed, you can see both are highlighted properly. Now, H1 can also have a ID property. We can specify ID and then give this as what, or you can give one also, any name. This basically naming of the things. Alternatively, you can have multiple IDs for multiple paragraphs also. Now you can see here, this paragraph is having ID. In the sense, we are giving a name. Since we have got multiple paragraphs, this paragraph is named as one and this paragraph is named as first using the ID. So like this, we can have many number of attributes, many number of identifications for our tags. So these four are the most important. Now, how do we use this? That's what we just now saw. Let's go through this. ID attributes can be used to uniquely identify one element. If there are multiple paragraphs, how do you identify each and every paragraph using the ID attribute? If the element carries an ID attribute as a unique identifier, it is possible to identify that element. Yes, that's what we have seen now. If you have two elements of the same name within the web page, that is two paragraphs, then we can use ID attribute. Now, an example also, you can see here. Two paragraphs we have included. One, the paragraph, first paragraph, second paragraph. So how do we identify those? Using what? The ID attribute. You can use class attribute also for this, either ID or class. So you can name them. Basically, it is the process of naming your tags. So you can see here, title attribute gives the suggested title to the the syntax is something like this. The name of the tag and then title, its respective value, close of the opening tag, and then the content which is to be displayed, and then close the tag. What we'll do is we'll just try to um, use that particular thing. Now here in our example, I'll remove it for the time being. Now here for the header tag instead of ID, let me give title and then some value you can specify over here. Title is equal to 2 and then welcome. So how do you run this? Go to the run tab and then launch it in your respective system. Now here, what is happening is they're giving one particular title to this. Do not understand the meaning, the use of this particular thing right now. Um, when we have multiple H header characters, then this will be used. So remember this in mind. This will be useful once we go to the multiple characters. So you can give like this particular title for this, and then similarly we can give classes also. We can specify the class also. Now, in this particular case, for example, instead of class we already have used, no problem. We'll include this once again here. So now what I'll do is I'll just give a text. Include a text for this one, close the tag. Now how we are supposed to have this? Class is equal to give some name. We can 5 or any class we can. Class doesn't mean that class which you are supposed to have. Any name we can say this as what, any identifier you can specify over class, and then any identifier you can specify over here. That's what our attribute specifies. However, remember this, it doesn't have any usage on its own. Suppose, for example, here in this case, I'll refresh this. It will say demo of the class attribute, but the value which we have given will not be useful right now. It will be useful when you want to modify certain things. But right now, let us understand how we can give different attributes to our given program or given elements. Understood this? Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Okay. Then, if you want to style the attribute, the fourth attribute is style. So ID, class, and title will reserve it for the future use. Let us see how the style attribute can be used. Check out with this. Yeah, for understanding purpose, I'll keep only one tag right now. I'll remove this ID. For understanding purpose, let me type this again. First, include the paragraph tag. I'll just say file attribute demo, then close the paragraph tag. Save this, go there, check, you'll just get the output as what? Style attribute demo. But we have not given any. If you can see, are you able to see the output here?
Yes, sir.
What is the color of the output?
It is black.
Yeah. The color of the output is black. So we want to give some different attributes over there. So here, you can see here, I'll just magnified this. If you want to see here, it is displayed in the black color. Now here we can give different modifications. Now we can see here. So what we can do is we can use the style attribute, which we have seen. Listen carefully or pay attention here how to give the values for this. Now what you can do is first give the quotes. The value which you are giving for the style should be of two parts, right? Those two parts should be separated by a colon. Left part will be the key and then the right part will be its respective value. Now, for example, I want to specify the color. Which color? Red color. Let us assume this, right? So this should be given in key value pairs, which is separated or specified by a demarcated by a colon. So here in this case, what we are giving is now the syntax of this one, style on the left hand side, which will be an attribute. Its value is this complete thing, which is given in quotes. Whatever that is given in quotes, that will be its value. Now, that value again contains two parts. One is the key and then its corresponding value for that particular. So here in this case, color and then red. Save this and then go to our HTML page, refresh this. You can see the color of that particular thing changed to red. So like this, you can give any other color. So once again, I'll give you the demo of this, how to specify the style attribute and how to specify its corresponding values. So while coding or while giving the values, while entering the values, always follow this particular way of giving the values. You will not go wrong. First specify this one, that is attribute, and then give the two double quotes. So that what happens is there is no error as such. You have given the attribute and also you have covered the corresponding value of that particular attribute. But this value again contains two parts, and those two parts are separated by a colon. So how do you specify this? Any property. There are lots of properties. We'll come across all those properties and one by one we'll see those things, style and then color. Now let us try to include some other color. Let us see what are other colors which are specified over there. Now, blue is specified, blue is available over here. Let us include the blue color. The moment you refresh the page, you can see that there is a change in the color from red to blue. Now, similarly, other properties are also there. So I'll repeat this once again, include a paragraph tag, then the moment you include the opening paragraph tag, include the closing paragraph tag also. Now, what I'll do is include some font related demo of fonts. So now there is, you can see here, there is a property called as font. There are different kinds of properties which are available. Font is there, font family is there, size is there, size, adjust, stretch, style, variant, weight. So many other things are there. Automatically, those things are displayed. Now, what you're supposed to do is first include the property. Now, how do you include the property? First, specify the style. Any style for this one is to be given like this. Style is equal to, always first include the double quote so that it will cover the value, and then we are going to have the colon, not semicolon. So this value has got two parts, as we have said, the key part and then its respective value parts. Now what I'll do is, let us do the font size. Let us increase the font size. So specify this font size property. Font size is always given in the form of pixels. So let's say 20 pixels. Pixels short form is 20. Save this, go to your HTML. Now specify this. You can see a demo of fonts. Now you can notice, if you don't give the font size, what will be the font size? If in the previous case we have not given the font size, we have given the font size here. So for understanding purpose, let me increase the font size over here, make it 50 pixels, go over there and then increase this. You can see automatically the font size got increased. Understood this? Any doubts here? Yes, any doubts here?
No, sir.
Just check the changes which I'm making here. You can see, did you notice the change which I made here? What changes I made here?
Sir, added color.
Yeah. So if you have two different kinds of properties to be given, now everything has to be given in single, this only, single double quotes, in double quotes only. You cannot have this one. But two properties can be separated by a semicolon. Have you understanding this? I'll once again give a demo of this one. If pay attention to this. Now I'll repeat this from the beginning of the. Okay. Now tell me what is to be done here. I want the color to be say yellow, and then font size to be 60 pixels. Now tell me what is the code for this. First, what I'm supposed to do? Style is equal to, then there will be only one double quote. Inside this, now how many properties we are giving? We are giving two properties, right? So what we'll do is first keep the first property and check color. Now what is the respective value? Yellow. I say yellow, it shows. Save this, go to the HTML page, and then you can see the style attribute demo will be in the yellow color. It will be displayed in the yellow color. Now, what is the next property I want to give? I want to give it in font size. So I'll say semicolon and then font size. Then again, how to give colon? What will be the font size? 60 pixels. The moment I give this one, save this, go to the HTML page, refresh this, you can see font size has changed to 60 pixels. Again, change this, or again add one more property. Let us say font style. You can see here, the moment you press something, it will get all the semi-condensed small caps. Caption, I'll include small caps. Let us see that to be small caps. Font style is equal to small caps. So the moment you refresh this, it sometimes is applicable, sometimes it is not applicable depending upon the browser. Yeah. This is not applicable because font style varies with this one. So what we'll do is, here in this case, font style is not for the small caps, but font style is for the styles are not coming by default. We need to install this. Now remember this font style, if none of the styles come, that means this particular application has not been updated or it is not installed. Now, when you install application or a say Notepad++, it only comes with a default version. If you want all these versions, then it needs to be updated. Now, since we do not have a font style already predefined over here, what we'll do is we'll take some other value, that is font family. Let us check out give colon and then let us check out. Okay. Again, font family is not having the required values. Okay, fine, no problem. I'll install this and give a demo later. Let us try it with some other properties like font variant. Let us see in case if it is
So did you check the font attribute?
sorry.
So did you check the font attribute? Just the font attribute.
We'll come to that one. We can give with font also. Now, the thing is what? I'm just checking whether Notepad++ supports it or not. That is what we are checking. Font attribute also will work. Now, what is the use of the font attribute? If we don't want to give individually, we can give together. That is what is the thing. Don't worry about that one. Let us not waste our time in that particular. So, understood this? Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Understood how to give the attributes and its respective values? Yes, everyone. Yes, any doubts here? Can enter your attendance. By the time, in case if you have any doubts, please do ask. Which I was searching font family and then Arial. That's what I wanted to give it here. Now here, how to separate the values? Now give a colon and then font family and then see, those values are not specified. It's not supported in Notepad, but it will definitely be supported in the other. Now we can see here. Yes, although it is not displaying over there, you can just check out. Yeah. Did you notice the change in the font?
Yes, sir. Yes.
See here,
The style changed.
the style changed. Now again, see there is something called as Times New Roman. By default, the Sometimes your ID or notepad which we are using uh, works. Sometimes it shows. Sometimes it doesn't show. For Arial, it didn't show, but there was a change. Now let us see for Times New Roman. It works. Yeah, you can see here. Style got changed. I hope you noticed this. Once again, I'll change this. Just check out. Add a Times New Roman. I'll make it as Arial. And then save this. See, the point which I wanted to make was the moment I type Arial should come here, but it is not coming. So that is, even if it doesn't come, no need to worry about that one. You can execute. So here you can see the existing font is Times New Roman. The moment we made Arial, got changed. Any other font you remember? Can you remember some other font? Let us check out that font also.
So Helvetica.
What does the spelling? It's Helvetica, right?
HELVETICA.
GLVETI.
So is correct.
Let us see in case this works out. It's not coming. It's not Helvetica, it is Havletica. So you can see here, Havletica did work for our right. Understood?
It's
Any doubts?
Helvetica.
Helvetica is not working.
No,
Havletica is working. I don't think it is Helvetica. You can just check out. It's Havletica.
so Helvetica is also there. So in Python and all we use that.
Okay. Let us check with this one. It might be that not an issue. It doesn't support. Now you can see. I'll go to Word and then you can see there are different types. But directly, you can, for example, Times New Roman, we have to give hyphen over. There is. See, Helvetica is not supported here. Now what we'll do is let us check out with some other font. Arial we have checked. Then Calibri. Let us check with Calibri. Let us find out here. Remember, it doesn't come here, but doesn't matter. Effects do take place. You can see it is coming with a. Understood this? Any doubts here?
No, sir.
How to give attributes and how to give. First, clearly understand the difference between a tag, which is also known as element, attribute, property, key value, pair. And then how to separate property from key value and how to separate one key value from the other key value. This is a property which is separated from its value. Then you have got a key value inside the property which is separated from the other key value using a semicolon. Key and value are separated using a colon. So that is what we are supposed to write. Then style, we have seen font family, color. As you can see, the example here in this one, the color can also be specified in terms of the hexadecimal values. If you want normal colors, you can specify with say yellow, red, green. But if you want a combination of yellow and green, that cannot be specified as what yellow plus green. For that one, you require different combinations. Either you can give the values in RGB or you can give the values in the hexadecimal code. So that is what we are specifying. Then there is an attribute called as the dir attribute. what this does is in which way the text should flow, whether the text should move from right to left or left to right. That we'll see in Mark U. Then there are uh, uh, we touched upon the core attributes. Next one will be the generic attributes. There are other attributes which are called as non-core or generic attributes. We'll learn about these attributes in the next class. If you have any doubts in today's this one, you can ask them.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. The list of attributes which are used over here, for example, here, the list of attributes which are used for style. One attribute is color, one attribute is font size, the other attribute is font family. Like this, multiple attributes are there. Now, once I give you the notes, now import, say for example, if there are 50 to 60 attributes, the most important attributes which are relevant from the examination point of view will be hardly 7 to 10. So, but while sharing, we'll cover about 15 to 20 attributes. While sharing, I'll share all the lists, complete list of the attributes which can be used. But from examination point of view, only 6 or 7 are important. The things are important from your future and career point of view. So try to implement those attributes also in your exam.
Yes, sir.
Fine then. If you don't have any doubts, then this will wind up for today's class, and then see you in the next class.
Yes, sir.